Happy Wednesday, everybody. Happy freaking Wednesday. And thank you for joining me tonight, even though I missed out on last week's live stream. I know that was terrible of me. It was awful. I felt bad. I had a lot of stuff going on, and sometimes I have to remember that, things need to be scheduled, and I'm not good with the schedules. I just like to do stuff and have it work out. And last week I had to get some stuff done. So thank you all for joining me, even though I missed last week. Shout out to all of you who are currently in the chat. Trust me when I say that I appreciate you being here. And let's go ahead and do some shout outs. Let's see who we got. We got Ginger Fisher in the house. Welcome in. He says, we'll try and catch some live. Man, my man, you are here. You're catching some live. Zachariah Ott says, I can't put my little Beowulf down. I had to take off that stupid spinning over travel stop off. That thing pissed me off so bad. Kept looking at me. Oh, man. Oh, man. I think I know what you're talking about, and I've got it here. Where did I put it? It's not an over travel stop. It's a secondary lock bar stop. And it works. It does its job, but I know what you're talking about. You know what? Hold the phone. Let me grab it. All right. The little Beowulf. Honestly, such a good knife. So good. But you're talking about this little spinning dude thing right there. Yeah, here's the thing. It's meant so that when you spin it all the way to the left, it's going to lock the lock bar. And the problem with that is that it doesn't like to stay in place. So you'll spin it, all the way open, and it'll just kind of gradually work its way back to lock. And so you'll try to go ahead and, disengage the lock, and it's like, yeah, not today. I know what you're talking about. I haven't taken mine off. Plain and simple. I'm leaving it stock. It hasn't been that big of a deal for me. But I could see how it would annoy the crap out of a lot of people. And so, yeah, I get it. Totally get it. Matt Young in the house. Welcome in, Matt Young. He says, let's go. My man, you already know. We got Yoda Doug's knife, tool and knife. He says, Matt is faction raid. Do we have Maddie in the house? Maddie? Mattis Faction? Shout out to Mattis Faction, guys.
This is Sparta!
In case you didn't know, Maddie, this is Sparta. We're about to Spartan kick this live off. I am stoked. My man Oreo Dave, channel mod, channel member.
Oh yeah.
Shout out Oreo Dave. Kevity Search in the house as well. We got El Cap Addict, another channel mod. My man Matt Russell, channel mod and channel member. Yoda Doug says, Rollshambo, kick the volume up on the mic. It's really low, even on full. All right, let me see what I can do here. We're gonna try something, and this could be a bad idea. Could be really bad, but we're going to find out. All right. So what if I did that? Is that too loud? Is that too loud? Let me know in the chat. I'm sure you will. If I need to drop it back down again, let me know. But I'm aiming for that to be right about there. Hopefully that's good. Let me see. Man, we got channel members coming in hot. Kevity Search, welcome to the connoisseurs and collectors, my man. And of course, El Cap, welcome back. You've been a channel member before. I see you. You guys know what time it is. I'll never get tired of that soundbite. It's the best. Yoda Doug's Knife and Tool says Lion Steel uses them. Are we talking about the lock bar lock? This guy? I haven't had any experiences with any Lion Steels, so I don't know. Byron Kennedy in the house, he says, howdy y'all, a quick hi and a like because have to prep for chores for work. We'll catch the replay. Thanks, man. Hey, dude, catch that replay. Do it. And then get on about your day because we're all busy. That's how we can afford, ridiculous things like this. Hey, we got Dwayne Letterman in the house. Welcome in, Dwayne. Good to see you, brother. Man, people piling in. Oreo Dave says that he likes the baby face. Listen, I like trying to grow facial hair, but it doesn't like growing on my face. I'm turning 33 on Sunday, and to this day, I struggle growing a full beard. I've given it 6 months before. It just doesn't like me. It's like I was always meant to be clean shaven or just piss my wife off while trying to grow facial hair. Shout out to all of you out there who can actually grow facial hair. Kevin Search says the opening music was super loud and then your voice was super loud. Listen, you know what? Sometimes my settings don't save, and I feel like I listen to my, I do a couple pre-recordings beforehand, and they sound good. I might have to start going live with headphones on. That might be the way to go. Hey, Papa Rhino in the house. Welcome in, Papa Rhino. Yoda says, I had a Lion Steel and didn't like its action. The flipper and the pocket clip dug into my hand. Dude, that's the worst. You can have a phenomenal knife, and it does not matter how good the knife is if the ergos are off for your hand. And I've had knives in my hand where, everyone says that they're amazing ergonomics, and then I hold it, I'm like, it's not comfortable. And you'll never get over that. Don't ever fool yourself into thinking that an expensive knife is worth it when the ergos are off, because I guarantee you will not carry it. It'll sit around. I've got a lot of thoughts on this topic. Man, we got Nick EDCR in the house. Sean Redden, welcome in, fellas. B Devious says the young honey badger. Ginger Fisher says you have a lot of background fuzz. I'll just turn off the music. Let me know if that's any better. I like having good audio, okay? Good audio is my thing. And I'll probably watch this back and be like, what were you doing with your setup today? So I'm curious, talking about setups today, what did you guys carry? What was in your pocket? What did you carry? Let me know. If you're wondering what I carried today carried this guy, the Winterblade Mirage. Fantastic EDC knife. Extremely fidgety. And I'm not afraid to say that. Some people will always be like, oh, you shouldn't like the fidget factor of a knife. But you know what? I'm a huge believer that a knife is fidgety, not because of its deployment options, but because of how much you want to carry it and use it. That's what makes a knife fidgety. Not necessarily how many, deployment options do you have. There's some knives that only have one deployment option and shitty action, and they're still very fidgety because you want to pick them up and hold them all the time. I said what I said. All right. Sean Redden says my birthday is 8/13 as well. Did you know, Sean, we also share a birthday with the great late Alfred Hitchcock, the master of suspense, if you will. Facts. Great people are born on August 13th. Matt Russell carried the Tempest Microburst. That's a good one. We checked that one out. We like that. Microburst is great. Papa Rhino carried his chef knife roll in S90V, the Yojumbo and S90V tack everyday dad anniversary Kermode. Man, that's a good carry. Like, listen, when you have the chef knife roll, nobody's going to mess with you. And they're like, oh, check out my knife. And you can be like, yeah, mine's bigger. And probably sharper. Chef knives are, man, I need a good chef's knife. So far, I've convinced myself that I'm good just keeping my cheap, like Chicago cutlery chef knives sharp. Because if they're sharp, you're not necessarily worried about it. But there is something to be said for good kitchen cutlery. Oreo Dave carried our chairs and sunblock to the beach, but still got a little burn. That's fantastic. My everyday carry is a lawn chair to my happy place. Listen, if I could have been at the beach today, I would have. But I was working at my day job, thinking about how much more I'd rather actually be doing my live stream. That's the problem with Wednesdays, is I spend the whole day wishing that I was at my live stream already. And the crazy thing is my live streams are relatively short, right? Like, we do about an hour, maybe an hour 15 every Wednesday. And I've got to keep that. I've got to keep to that because I go to the gym after the live stream. That's what I'll be doing. You guys get me pumped up, and then I go and feel fat at the gym while I watch people that are in shape work out. It's about the journey, right? For example, the channel's on the road to 100,000 subscribers. Meanwhile, this chubby boy is at the gym on the road to losing 100 pounds. We're not close. I don't need to lose 100 pounds, but that's an exaggeration. But we're trying to get back into shape, right? We're trying. It's tough. Nick EDCR carried the Mayhem and the... Wait, am I seeing that right? The Mayhem and the Endella? Yeah, in K390. That's a good carry. The Mayhem... Oh, man. So, I'm going to rant for a second. The Vosteed Mayhem launched, right? Like, they did the build-up, and they're like, yes, it's the Mayhem. The Mayhem launches here, blah, blah, blah. And then they did the launch, and everybody bought one. And then, after the initial drop, they changed the name to the RSKAOS. And I've got a sticker that says Mayhem. I like that name. Mayhem sounded good. It was the name of RS Knives custom knife. Really cool knife that shared some similar design lines. And then they had to go and change it. I'm like, why? Why would you do that? Mayhem was great. We all loved it. There was no need. And they said that, well, we're trying to honor our collaboration and our collaborative efforts with RS Knives. And I get it. But why then? That just seems very ill-planned. Like, come on, Vosteed, you know better than that. Don't do that to me. I already released the video. I have a sticker. It's changing the name. Mine and Milton in the house. Welcome in, Mine and Milton. Good to see you, brother. Mimo B. Devious says, sorry, spent $720 on the Rosie, but feels like the $300 Nimble messed up. Ooh. Man, I don't get it though, because people say that they absolutely love the Rosie, but if I'm spending money like that, I've got to love it, because if I don't love it, I'm going to sell it to somebody else. That's tough. I'm sorry, man. I've never handled one. One of these days, maybe I'll get one on the channel. That'd be great. Oreo Dave says the baby is going to have you gain weight, so don't feel bad. You're getting your weight up to prevent starvation or something. Whatever helps you deal. Oh man, sympathy weight, right? That's what they call it during the pregnancy stage. You gain sympathy weight. Is that what this is? El Capitan Chet in the house. Plug him in, man. He says, just been $1,000 on a Grimsmo. That's the most I've ever spent so far. Damn. The Norseman, the Grimsmo Norseman. Is that the right one? I've always wanted to check that one out. One of these days. Oreo Dave is over here telling Be Devious to quiet down so that they stay available. Are they available? You know what? Let's find out here real quick. Are they available? Where am I going to find this guy? The Oz Machine Co. Roosevelt. All right. What are we looking at here? Sold out. Damn. Was it this guy? Where else can you buy these? Arizona Custom Knives, maybe? Oh. Hey, be devious. I'll put it to you like this. You may feel bad after spending $750 on a knife that you're not in love with, but at least you didn't spend $1,950. Damn. Or $2,145. Like, what are we doing, guys? Why? This is the same crap that happened with the Koenig Arius. We did this. We voted with our dollars. We scalped. We paid the monster known as eBay, and we drove the price up. So you can get one for $1,850. Damn. I would not buy that knife for $1,845 or $1,950 or $2,145. Kudos if you did and you like it. You decide your own valuation, right? That's what we do. I'm against it. I'm against paying these inflated prices because it drives the market up for everybody on everything. Old Dominion EDC, welcome in, brother. He says, those rosies are sweet, but not that sweet. My man, they are, you're right. I think that the Roosevelt, the Rosie, is a sweet knife, but I wouldn't spend $2,145. Like, does it make me smoothies? Will it take my car to the gas station for me? What about if I needed to go get groceries?
Oh, yeah.
Then it might be worth $2,145. Is it worth it? I don't think so, guys. That's why it's still available. Not because they know that everyone's going to buy it at this price, but because they know that someone will. Someone will have the cash. They'll say, screw it, it's an investment. $22,000 now. They'll stop making it. I'll be able to sell it for $3,000. And the sad thing is that this knife is only good for one person. And that's the person that buys it at this price, because they'll never get their money back. Like, they just won't. They won't. It's a tough market in this price range. Let's read about it. Give me the reason why. The overview says this knife by the Oz Machine Company features a tumbled Magna Cut blade with thumb hole and notched thumb rest. The handle features a smooth bead blasted titanium frame, blah, blah, blah. Not seeing any arguments as to why anyone should pay that price. Sorry, look, and if Arizona Custom Knives magically watches my live streams, this isn't a hit to you. If you could sell it for that price, good on you. I'm not going to recommend it at that price. Absolutely not. That would be irresponsible. B Devious says, still glad I got the Rosie at table price at $720. Yeah, man, listen, at $720, I think that even if you don't like it, you could still make your money back. You know, it's one of those knives where you could turn it in. You could probably turn it in a little bit above table price, because when people say, oh, well, is it too expensive? Then they go to, Arizona Custom Knives and they see that it's $2,000. You're looking good. You're like, listen, it's $900 plus shipping. I don't suggest doing that. But it is a cool knife. I would love to have one on the channel. I'd love to have one in general. I'm just not going to, spend more than rent on that knife. It's too bad. That is too bad. I could see the appeal at the table price, though. Oh, man. El Capitan Chet says, I like it. My wife wasn't too happy with the purchase. And then Oreo Dave says, Chet, no one's wife is happy with any of our purchases. No. Y'all hit it on the head right there. I remember I was when I reviewed this guy. This is the why am I blanking? It's the Urban EDC gear. Smooth precision pens is what they call themselves now. It's the the bolt action pen, full size, titanium. They're made here in Texas. Not here. I live in Colorado, but they're made here in the United States in Texas. The guy that makes them is super awesome, and they're priced pretty adequately for titanium bolt action pens in like the $150 price range, I want to say. And she's like, oh, that's cool. How much do those go for? And I told her the price, and she laughed her ass off. Like you tell people that a watch is expensive, right? And they don't blink. They're like, yeah, watches are expensive. And then you start saying things like, well, guess how much this pen costs? And, they start to look at you weird, like you have a faux hawk or something. Same thing happened with this guy. By the way, this is the coolest bit driver ever. I've been taking knives apart. It is so nice for maintaining the knife collection, for doing things like, for example, recently did an episode comparing the Demko 80 20.5 to, where is it? To this guy, the Cold Steel Engage. And in that video, I had the 20.5 in stock mode. I kept the crappy Grivery handle scales that I hate with a passion, and the stock get up so that I could do comparison videos with this knife in its stock format. Here's the crazy thing. In its modified format, absolutely love my Demko 80 20.5. With the fat handle scales in aluminum, with my titanium backspacer and the titanium Lynch Northwest pocket clip. Yeah, it's great. Anyways, people think that I hate the 80 20.5. I don't. I just dislike the price. Anyways, my point was that could not have taken it apart so easily if it wasn't for this guy. I was using the Home Depot special, the big old Husky driver before then, and world of difference getting a nice bit driver to maintain your knife collection with. Just throwing that out there. And we got Dopey in the house. He says, my wife doesn't care about my knife purchases. She left me for much worse decisions I have made. Let's just say it was the knives. We're collaborating our stories. Let's see. Jim Miller says, my wife really doesn't care about my knife expenses. Married 39 years on Friday. Jim, congratulations, man. And you got a good one. Support from a knife collector's spouse just looks like not persecuting the hobby. That's what support looks like. Yeah. But congratulations, Jim. Happy anniversary, my man. That's awesome. Kevity Surge says 3 easy $715 payments. How thoughtful. We're talking about the Talking about, like this $2,000 Oz Machine Company Roosevelt. Damn. Ain't what it ain't. Did I say hi to you, man? Welcome in, brother. Good to see you. Channel member. Ain't what it ain't. Good to see you. He says, okay, I found your message. He says, speaking of available, Lynch Northwest has 2 variants of the Delica Mod 2 in. I've been waiting for a while. Figured I'd mention just in case someone else was looking. Nice. Thanks for the heads up. Man, look at that. We got Oreo Dave, channel mod, channel member for 7 months. Thanks for all the support, Dave. Dave is a huge supporter. He knows. We appreciate it. Old Dominion EDC says, Sezzle it. Listen, Sezzle, you've got to be so careful with Sezzle. Because, you get the Sezzle purchases going, right? And then you realize that you've got a car payment in knives that's, good for 24 months. Or 4 months, if you break it up, if you do it responsibly. So you got to be careful with the Sezzle, purchase responsibly and all that good stuff. But I do see people get in trouble with it all the time. What else is new? Let's go ahead and check out our friends over at White Mountain Knives. And by the way, if you're just tuning in now, make sure to smack up that like button. Every time you watch one of my live streams and you don't hit the like button, a knife is born with a weak detent. Prevent those weak detents. Smack that like button, everybody. Dopey says, I probably won't be in the chat much longer. Have orientation for the new job in the morning. Hey, congrats on the new job, man. Get out of here. Get out of here. Enjoy the rest of your night, and thank you for dropping by. And good luck, man. Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's see what's good over here at White Mountain Knives. We're going to do the coming soon. Is that a promise or a threat? It's awful. Oh, okay, yeah. So this is one that I wanted to talk about. This is a good-looking knife, but I'm not quite sure. So this is the civivi ball tear. the ball tear, whatever. Look at this blade shape. It's a Tonto with like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different surfaces on this blade. It kind of has that, double Tonto dagger-esque look, but that this is definitely not a sharpened edge. I think that it looks cool. $63 is what it's going to cost you for 14C and G10. They are in fact calling it a Tonto, but that blade shape looks good. My question is, how good do you think that it actually cuts? Because that looks thick as hell. It's going to be a big boy, of course, about 9 inches overall. Damn. 5.8 ounces, which, that is on the heavier side for a lot of pocket knives, but yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah, and gosh, I'm sorry, Dave. I didn't read your message. Dave said, yeah, 7 months. Cheers to you and the community. I'm all over the place. The ball tear. I don't know. I don't know why on this one, but that G10 does kind of look a little cheap to me. And they went back to using the stupid sencut style pocket clips. Oh man. Listen, did I show you guys this yet? This came in. This is the Civivi Sentinel Strike, and I saw this pocket clip on there. The first thought in my head was, yes, this is the kind of clip I've been asking Civivi for a long time. And so when I see this one and I see one of my least favorite stamped steel pocket clips on there, it bugs me. This is definitely the way to go. As far as the pocket clip is concerned, this is awesome. Love that pocket clip for a sub $100 knife. It's great. What are my thoughts on this guy? Oh, you will have to wait to find out because we have not done our review yet, but we will. I'm formulating my opinion. That will be here soon. Kevin Search says, he says, I got a ball tear playing soccer. Don't recommend. My condolences. That sounds awful. Old Dominion says, with all those angles, it won't show up on radar. You know, it does kind of remind me of like the stealth bomber, right? You know, I see it. I see the similarities. And we got Franz in the house, channel member. Welcome in, Franz. Good to see you, man. We made it. Another live stream. We didn't make it last week, but we're here now. We're having a good time. Talking about the Civivi ball tear. I wonder if they thought that one through. I hope they did. Jim Miller says it's the poor man's Ziphius. You know, I actually looked at that, and there are some very slight differences. The Ziphius, for example, is more of a drop point, whereas this is a Wharncliffe. They call it a reverse Tonto because of this like slight edge right here, but I'm calling it a Wharncliffe. I don't care. It does share a lot of similarities. For example, in their integral, they're calling it an integral backspacer. And I like it. I like it a lot. It's very light. This is not a small knife, guys, but it is way lighter than it has any right to be. I'm still formulating my opinion, and when I'm done, I will definitely put up that video. But so far, it's not disappointing. Jim Miller says, I already have a Ziphius and a Wataga. The strike is in the middle. Nice. El Cap Addict says, the Stealth F-117 Nighthawk has some similarities. I can see it, man, 100%. I do think that those handle scales look cheap. Like, to me, this looks like a knife that could have been like, you put 8 CR on there, or 9 CR, and this could have been a sencut. I'm getting sencut vibes on that. They do have them in micarta though. 100%. If you buy one of these, get the micarta. Absolutely, that micarta looks way better. You still get the crappy pocket clip, but you know what? You could put the aftermarket clip on there. You could do that. You could get the aftermarket Civivi tie clip. No problem. Look at this. Wharncliffe Elementums. Never thought I'd see the day. Just kidding. We all saw this coming. You're going to be able to get an Elementum in every blade shape and every material. It's like one of the most popular knives of the last 5 years. It's not really for me, though. Not enough going on there. Ooh. They're going to come out with a White Mountain Knives exclusive Kaiser Mini Towser with titanium handle and the clutch lock. That's cool. And it's going to be $105. I like that. I like that. Granted, all we have is like, you know, the prototype CAD file pictures. But at least we have something. What else is going on? What else is going on? Okay. We ran out of coming soon knives. Ooh. So I wanted to see what your guys' thoughts were on this one. Is it weird that I actually like the look of those dimples on the blade? I don't know why that just looks cool to me. I mean, I'm good without the high vis orange. I would have preferred that in like a black. But that seems like a decent EDC fixed blade right there. Like the sheath. That's cool. Looks like you could scout carry that, if I'm not mistaken. Looks good. S35VN on the blade. That's good. G10 handle skill, $160. Damn. Is it made? It's made in China. Okay. Said, where is it made? Oh my goodness. Friends, you beautiful, beautiful man. Thank you for the $20 donation. Damn, so generous. That's, man, thank you. Cavity Search says good for the pinch grip. Yeah. This, by the way, I'm not sure if you were mentioning this one or the fixed blade, but this one, pinch grip city. Perfect for the pinch grip. And I will tell you right now, this finger cutout is what we all ask for when we say, oh, it's a sharpening choil, but you can kind of put your finger there. No, this one is actually meant for your finger, and you get a deep choke up on here comfortably, even with sausage fingers. That's fantastic. Jim Miller says, holes hold gunk. Orange scales keep you from losing your knife. That is true. That is true. Everything looks good while it's clean, right? But what if it makes it faster? What if those are speed holes? Probably not. You're speaking a whole lot of sense. High vis orange is good for making sure that you don't lose something. And if you're a hunter, hunters use high vis orange all the time so they can see each other. So yeah, that makes sense to me. But it's still not my favorite. It's not something that I would EDC. I don't typically have an issue losing my knives, so that's why high vis orange just doesn't do it for me. Chris Hinkle in the house. Welcome in, Chris. Good to see you. We got Tori Casey as well. Welcome in, fellas. Welcome in. Oreo Dave says that he snagged a Kaiser Doctober off of NAF sale for $110. Damn. So the Kaiser October that I like is the full tie one. And they had one here. Yeah. This guy. Although the one that I actually really, oh, nice. It's down $174. But the one that I really liked had the satin finish on the blade. The Stonewash Black is actually better. The black Stonewash will hold up against wear and tear over time and maintain its look as you use it, which is great. And also with that milling on the handle scales, that reduces snail trails, which is also pretty cool. Look at all that jimping. It's a lot of jimping, which is perfect. That's about the size of your thumb. Nice spot over here to choke up. Yeah, the Kaiser October titanium is definitely the way to go. I have a feeling that's the one you got. I think. Jim says that I've lost too many knives over the years, man. You know what kind of happens though? Anything that you carry in your pocket, you have the opportunity to lose, you know, and that's one of the things that I'm always cognizant of where my sharp things are, because they're sharp. You forget you have a knife in your pocket, for example, and it opens up just a little bit. Have you ever stabbed yourself with your pocket knife because you forgot that it was, like, you didn't realize it was a tiny bit open? Yeah. So I always try to be very, very aware of where my knives are. But I've also lost some knives. Thankfully, they were cheap, easily replaceable knives. That was back when I used to do firefighting. Wildland firefighting. Carried a knife all the time, and you forget what's in your pockets when you're doing that. So, yeah, been there. Luckily, all I lost was a couple Kershaws. Fran says, and blue is the most unnatural color in nature, more noticeable than orange. I didn't know that. It makes sense though. Blue is not as naturally occurring, or at least the blue, I guess, that we most commonly have. Interesting. But yeah, Kaiser October. Love that knife. What about D&K Knives? Do you guys hear that they actually hooked the channel up with a discount code? Rollshambo 10? Come on. 10% off. And that's cool because they have a lot of awesome knives here. You can, like, for example, I know a fair amount of people are like, I only buy USA made knives. If you go here, you can sort by it and you can see what they got. Out of stock. I know they carry a lot of benchmades, microtechs, heretics. They've got a decent amount of American made knives here. I still need to get my hands on an Osborne. It's on my list. I just wish they hadn't inflated their prices. Buck 110 automatic. I've heard good things about that one. Wow. The Brad Zinker sway front Persian mammoth ivory Damascus. Wow. That's mammoth ivory? Damn. Yeah, that's pretty cool. It's only $1,100, but it's American made. I'm sure that is that's got to be a custom, right? Maybe mid-tech. That's beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. Thank you, El Cap. Appreciate it. Thank you for posting that up. The Buck Paradigm Shift. This is cool. It's 21% off already. Another automatic buck that I've never seen before. The Paradigm Shift. It's $209. Take my 10% off. You can get it for another $20 off. That's pretty cool. S35 VN G10, 4.8 ounces. It's a spear point. Nice. That's interesting. Very cool. Gerber. All right. Got the Heretics, the Guardian Tacticals. Tori Casey says, never cared for my Osborne, a little small for me. Really? Hey, Gator Aaron in the house. Welcome in, man. Good to see you. We're just cruising. We're browsing knives. Talking shit about the Oz Machine Company Roosevelt going for $2,145 at Arizona Custom Knives. So yeah, I still can't get over that. That is ridiculous. That is absurd. Anyways, so I saw this. Blade HQ has Arcform Slimfoots, new variants. That's pretty cool. What in the world? Gator Aaron with the gifted 5 memberships? Damn. You sweet man. Thank you. That is awesome. Definitely appreciate it. And welcome into the new connoisseurs and collectors. We got Ward 918, Ginger Fisher 75, Nick H, Joe Hallout. Welcome in, fellas. And thank you, Aaron, for that generous donation. Super cool.
I chose my path. You chose the way of the hero.
Oh, man, me and my sound effects. Oh, so who caught the Best Damn EDC live stream today with Captain Ricky? They were talking about, apparently Marine X made a video calling out Best Damn EDC, and I didn't even know that happened. That was a little bit crazy. A little bit of knife community beef between channels. I thought that Taylor Martin handled it pretty gracefully, being called out, essentially being told that he doesn't add to the knife community. Listen, we're all here to share and enjoy the hobby. How we share and enjoy it, 100% up to the individual. When you spend this much time and energy and money, you have the right to talk about whatever you want on your channel. So I thought Taylor Martin did a great job of handling the situation. Whether or not you're a fan of Best Damn EDC or Marine X, be that as it may, what I really don't want to see is knife community beef. It always feels like that stuff gets personal really quickly and really easily, and nobody cares about it. Nobody cares about it. The best thing that can happen out of that is if it just gets squashed or if it just fades into obscurity. That would be the best. Gator Aaron says, oh, I missed that one. Or wait, is this the knife dope stuff? Not entirely sure. Gator Aaron says, I've been missing too many streams. Dude, we got lives. We got busy. I got busy. That's why I didn't go live last week. I had too many things going on. But luckily, I came back and you guys were still here. So thank you for that. Jim Miller says Taylor is primarily EDC and not knives. That is true. Yeah. Anyways, what do we got going on here? The Arcform Slimfoot Auto G10 variants, $315. Damn. Excuse me, not the auto. These are the regular Slimfoots. That's the auto right there. That's kind of crazy. I had one. I put a crazy mirrored edge on it too, and it was slicey as hell. 154 cm, $400. I did not spend $400 on my Slimfoot auto. When I bought it, it was like 175, 180 bucks. Jeff Blauvelt design, made right here in the US of A. By ProTech, I believe. If I'm remembering correctly, ProTech did the OEM work. They did a good job too. But this guy right here, made in China, $305, Alpenglow G10. I don't know. I know. Titanium clip side, Alpenglow G10 on the show side. I don't know. I would have liked to have seen that somewhere around the realm of, like, I don't know, half the price. $305 is a little bit pricey for the Chinese made variant with G10 show side scale. It's not, I'm not a fan of that colorway. What about this one? The Daybreak G10. Listen, you can't just put a cool name for a colorway on G10 and then say, yeah, because of that, now it's worth $315. I know. Somebody's going to shout it out in the chat and say, no, it's 100% worth that price for the Chinese made variant, but I can't get there. I can't. How much is too much? $315 for the Chinese made variant with the G10 show site. That's too much. Too much. Eugene Krabs in the house. Welcome in, Eugene. He says not contributing to the community is the weakest call out I've ever yeah. So Taylor said that he thought that it was just clout chasing, like putting his name on the title for views, and I kind of agree. Like, I don't agree with everything that every channel says. We all have our differences of opinion, But to say that you don't contribute, when you look at the thousands of videos that Taylor Martin has uploaded, the amount of entertainment that man has given the community, you got to give him his props. Because whether or not you find his content useful, he has indeed contributed. If only in entertainment, that still counts. Gator Aaron says it's 100% worth the price. They send it over on its own boat. Yeah, making folks choose sides. Listen, guys, I won't do that to you, okay? I'm happy to have my own small corner of the community where people come and they hang out, and we have fun on Wednesdays, and I review knives and I make videos, some of which are good, some of which are not, but I put them up anyways. And we have fun and we enjoy the hobby. We don't have to agree to continue to enjoy the hobby. And so I think, making people choose sides is just juvenile. It's not high school. Come on now. He said, Aaron says, leave that to the politicians. Yeah, our government does a good job of that, don't they? Jim Miller says, I found the knife community through bestech EDC. Yeah, he was one of the first channels that I started watching. I actually gravitated to different channels. Another thing that Marine X said that I didn't necessarily agree with was when he said that bigger channels make it more difficult for smaller channels, which I thought was baloney. Like, that's utter baloney, dude, because listen, it's not like because I watch Neves Knives that I won't also watch Metal Complex, or that I won't also watch Duty's Daggers, a small channel. That has nothing to do with it. In fact, before I had my own channel, often what I would do is I would watch the bigger channel's review of a knife, and then I'd go find as many other reviews as possible to get as big of an idea of what the knife was like and if it was worth it or not before buying. And so if anything, those bigger channels are necessary, because they provide a nice baseline for people like myself to be able to watch a piece of content, before I buy a knife and say, well, you know what, this is what they said. Now, what did everybody else say? And I have a feeling that when people blame others for their lack of success, what they're missing out on is the fact that it's that thought process that keeps them from being successful. You got to be in control of your own future, of your own fate. And the moment you hand that over to anybody for any reason, you're not going to get there. I said what I said. Eugene Krabs says, I'm personally in favor of EDC YouTuber boxing matches to settle beef. Listen, my money's on Metal Complex. Have you seen Metal Complex? Dude is built. Yeah, I'm not joining that. I'm at the gym trying to get there. I'm not there yet. This is all I have. If I got into YouTuber boxing, I'd pretty much just be a face for radio. Yeah. Dopey says the giveaway culture on the bigger channels is pretty toxic lately. I haven't really been paying attention to that. I hop in on live streams as much as possible to say hi, to join the fun as a member of the audience, and to see you guys and somebody else's live is pretty cool too. The giveaways, so here's the thing. You may have noticed I don't require people to subscribe for my giveaways anymore. The giveaways that I do to say thank you to the people who have supported the channel, so we can have a fun event, so that, I have an opportunity to give back to the people that have given so much to me. And so every time I see a channel that says, oh, you must subscribe and tag 10 people, and I get it, the growth is there, but how much is that worth? If you only ever attract people that just want something for free, what are you building your platform on? If someone follows or subscribes to my channel, I just want them to do so because they enjoy the content. It's an indicator that I'm doing something right. And no hate to people that use giveaways to boost their subscribership or whatever, do what you want. But that's why those environments do tend to get toxic, because they're attracting a lot of the same type of people that aren't there to enjoy the community so much as they're there to just try to win something for free. We all like free stuff. I'm no different. But if I had to analyze it, that's 100% what I would put my finger on. Jim Miller says, I've been collecting for 60 years and only discovered the community late last year. I was looking for EDC gear. Well, Jim, welcome in, my man. You are in good company, my friend. Listen, I've been a fan of carrying knives since I was a child. And, I was never really into the community until I'd say about 3 or 4 years ago. I got an Amazon gift card, a $50 Amazon gift card for Christmas. And I was like, what can I buy on Amazon for $50? And I was like, here's a knife. And I bought a knife, and then I started, sharpening it. And I was like, I wonder how good I could get this edge. And I watched a video, and then, another one popped on, and I was watching Nick Shabazz. And before you know it, 4 years later, here we are, and we're talking about it daily. But guys, 100%, I'm in favor of keeping the community as toxic free as possible. My giveaways will probably never again require anybody to ever subscribe. If you're a part of the giveaway, it's because I'm saying thank you, not because I'm trying to build a platform off of free stuff. That wouldn't be my deal. But Dopey says, I was only here because I heard there would be free stuff. Dopey. Oreo Dave says, Rollshambo is giving away the naming rights of his baby. You're about to start some fisticuffs here in the Rollshambo household. The name's been chosen. I'm not allowed to reveal it yet, but the name has been chosen, and that was a process getting there. I'm sure those of you with kids know what I'm talking about, but you have a list, the wife has a list, you start vetoing each other's favorite choices. It gets a little vicious. You walk away, you come back to the table, and you start the bartering process. You're like, you know what? I know you like Karen, but I will not do it. What about Sandy? No, Sandy. Will you consider it if I put Deborah back on the list? The bartering. But you fellas all already know that you don't get to win that bartering. No. Ain't What It Ain't says, Jim, I've been into it since a kid. My favorite place to go on vacation was the Smoky Mountain Knife Works and Mass General Store. Some of my earliest vacation memories were grabbing that oversized knife and opening the doors. I think that my best memories with knives in general was when I did wildland firefighting, because you use them so often and you're so grateful that you have them when you're out there in the middle of nowhere, opening packages, MREs, cutting rope. And it's kind of a shame in those situations when you're the only guy that doesn't have a knife. And so you kind of want to have two in case you lose one, which I did do. And I was glad that I had a second. Gator Aaron says, try to make fun of all of them and the best one wins. Yeah, because I don't know about you, but we had this whole conversation of, can kids make fun of this? And in the end, we just agreed that it doesn't matter what you name your child. When they go to school, they will be teased, and their peers will find something about their name to make fun of. Guaranteed. Kids are little demons like that. I know. Chris Hinkle says, Rollshambino. Yeah, we're gonna have a little roly-poly. I'm looking forward to that. It's coming up soon, guys. That's next month. There might be a short stint where I'm not able to do live streams when that day comes, but I will let you guys know, and I'll still be putting up content regardless. It's not like I'm going to fall off the face of the earth, but during that adjustment process, we might have to get creative with the live streams. I've already moved my office. You can't tell because I kept my background the same, but I am not filming in the same room that I was before because that room is now the nursery. Baby trumps all. And so now I'm in the loft and it's hot as balls up here. The ceiling fan needs to work harder. Gator Aaron says you can win the godparents' rights though, right? Right? To be determined. We'll find out. Gator Aaron says, I was more into the pews than the knives. Dude, you could be into both. I like guns. I like them a lot. It's weird telling people that, though, because you tell someone that is like super left anti-firearm, that you like guns, and they look at you like you're a mass shooter. It's a shame. It's a shame that we've gotten to this point, because I think that there's something honorable about having the ability to protect your household, to protect your family. And I have nothing against people that decide otherwise. I just don't like it when they make a big deal out of it just because I have more than one. Like, I like going to the range. I like having options. I'll try not to make it political. I'm sorry. But, for example, my brother's girlfriend, very, very anti-Second Amendment. And so one time I invited him. I was like, you want to go to the shooting range with me? And he said, well, can we call it something else? And that's when I found out that apparently she wasn't a 2A supporter. Awkward. Sean Redden says you'll be dealing with plenty of live streams at home. Yeah. That's what I've heard. A friend says, trust me, I'm 55 and had to fight a lot when I was young because of friends. I was teased for my name a lot as a kid. I've been there. And you get to a point where you just own it, though. And you're like, you know what? It's my name, and I'm going to make it great. Like, for example, people give me crap about using Rollshambo as my channel name. Like, I've seen it. I remember one time when I had like 200 or 300 subscribers, I got a shout out from a bigger channel, and people in their live stream was like, Rollshambo, that sounds like they were giving me crap for my name. I'm like, I don't care. It doesn't matter what the name is. It matters about the quality of the content, and that goes past a YouTube channel. That has more to do with just life in general. It's worth what you make it. Oreo Dave says both parents' names start with a K, possibly naming the kid with the K name. No. We will not be the KKK. It's not. People have asked me that question. It's not going to happen. Will not happen. Will S says, how much is too hard? How much is too much for a knife? Guess I never spent more than $200 on a knife, but sometimes spent more on said knife afterwards, so maybe $250 for me. $250. Man, I've already blown past that. For me, when I spend, how much is too much for a knife? Like, I'll say this. After $600, it gets really hard. Not that it's not tough at $200 or $300 or $400. But the justification, the level of justification that has to happen at a knife, I'd say even above the $500 range, is so great for me that there's a ton of knives that I look at and I'm like, wow, that is amazing. And I look at the price, I'm like, yeah, it's amazing. I'm not going to buy it. Gator Aaron says, too much is subjective. I think mull over anything over $300. I'd say mull over anything over $200. You know, like that's significant. We're talking about, you know, what people spend on groceries. Yeah, it's a lot. You know, we got to be smart with our spending. It was a no-brainer on this guy, though. I'll tell you what. So glad that I was able to get in on this, and they still have these available at Blade HQ. The Sentinel Strike. If you like sub $100 knives, I'll give you a heads up. If you like sub $100 button locks, yeah, not disappointed at all. Hey, we got CPM in the house. How's it going, CPM? Good to see you, brother. Old Dominion says, so you're saying benchmade narrows has a No, absolutely not. You know, like, I could buy a benchmade narrows, or I could eat for a month. I could buy a benchmade narrows, or I could have 2 car payments. You know, like there's so many things I'd much rather have than a benchmade narrows for $500 freaking dollars. They were recently on sale in like the $300 range, and a lot of benchmade fans said, it's worth it now. It's worth it now. Look at this amazing price. Buy it. And I said, you know what? I wouldn't buy it for $350 either. I just wouldn't. I wouldn't. Some people really like the slim profile, so I get that. It's not for me. I will not do that. Sean Redden says, my most expensive so far has been $550. Willing to spend more if I find one that I think is worth it, though. Right now, my EDC budget is $0 for a while. Dude, we've been there. And something that I've learned over time is that you don't have to be buying knives to enjoy the hobby. We have so many content creators out there. We amass these collections. And where if you have 30 knives, apparently nowadays, you don't have very many. You go to Reddit and people are like, that's not a knife collection. This is a knife collection. And you see a mortgage's worth of knives, like hundreds of knives, tens of thousands of dollars. But my point is that you don't have to be buying a knife to enjoy the hobby. In fact, some of the most enjoyable times in the hobby for me has been when I'm not buying knives. I get to, sit back and start contemplating which knives I'm going to carry. Like, for example, the little Beowulf. Love carrying this knife. Knives like the Mirage. Maybe you're waiting on a pre-order. Maybe you just have to make more financially responsible decisions. But there's so many ways to enjoy the hobby without actually buying knives. Ain't One at 8 says, I'm with the 600-ish mark. I owe that to Chris Reeves Knives. Plan to pick up a couple more, but my second favorite is a PM2. I'm sure the ceiling will go up one day, but I'm pretty happy where I'm at. Yeah, man. And shout out to the Spyderco Paramilitary 2. I've never been disappointed carrying this knife. I have an episode that I'm planning where I talk about the time where I carried a Spyderco Paramilitary 2 every day for 60 days straight. And there were days when it wasn't the only thing in my pocket, but it was a knife that I was never afraid to use. It felt good in the hand. It never let me down. It stropped back to sharp during that time. I destroyed boxes. I was known as the Amazon Destroyer. I wasn't, but yeah. My point is that I have an episode that I need to make on this knife because I've carried it for 60 days straight because I wanted to see, as a dedicated EDC, could I forsake all else for a Paramilitary 2? I didn't think the answer for that would be yes, but if I had to, I could. Absolutely. Thomas McDonald says, I find sharpening therapeutic. Yes. Me too. I can't do yoga. I'm not flexible, but knife sharpening is fun and it is therapeutic and allows you the space and time to think critically, or in some cases not at all. And that's wonderful. And we got Brian F in the house. Welcome in, Brian. Good to see you, man. Brian says, what's up, knife fam? Welcome in, dude. Welcome in. We got Double D10 in the house as well. Good to see you guys. Oreo Dave says, a wish list is a great way to collect knives. I have a wish list. It's a long list. It's a very long list, and it's very expensive. Skipper says, my most expensive so far is a Wii Exiton, and it is definitely worth every dime, but I would not spend more than that for a gilded, for that. I would not spend more than that for gilded platinum. I've always feel like, you know, we have these levels. Like, I asked the generalized question, how much is too much? And I asked that question because for each person is different, because each person is at a different point in their knife hobby journey, their knife collecting journey. Maybe you're just starting, maybe you're, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years down the road as an EDC enthusiast. But everyone's at a different point. And I like asking that question because it reveals a lot about where someone's at, where they've been. And I think that that's interesting. All right, guys. Listen, we are nearing the end of the show. We're nearing the end. And I always do this where I say goodbye and then I cut it off after I say goodbye. But because there's a delay, you guys just think that my stream crashed. Which is well deserved. The stream has had some tough times. We haven't had a crash in a long time, though. Thankfully, haven't had a knock on wood. But anyways, guys, I got to get to the gym. I got to get my fat butt in shape. I just wanted you to know that I appreciate each and every one of you for hopping in. Thank you for the gifted memberships. Thank you for the donations, for showing support, for being here week after week. Whether we're doing a giveaway, rating channels, talking shit in the chat, or just checking out knives in general, I appreciate you guys. You 100% make it worth it to be in this hobby, and I could not imagine, no, I would not do it without each and every one of you. So for that, thank you. And to make sure that this live actually has a chance to end without cutting off, we're going to go ahead and call it a day. I hope you have an absolutely fantastic rest of your Wednesday and rest of your week, and I will catch you on the flip side.